So it's very important to say, what's the first thing? What's working here? And of course, what's not working. But if you leave it at that, what good is that? Well, that didn't work. So what? What's the next step? What are we going to what? Do differently now. Good or good? Good or good? Thank you. All right. Is feedback received from you the only important key here? What's the other one? That's right. Very good. Feedback that you give to your team. Is that important? Yes. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever been on a team where you haven't been getting any feedback? You don't know if you're doing your job properly. You don't know if you're doing your task properly. You don't know if you should continue doing the way you're doing it. And then you just get blamed for something when it doesn't work out? Raise your hand if you've ever had that. Raise your hand if you've ever been the leader and you didn't really give people the feedback that they needed. Very good. So what do you have to do? There has to be a full system, feedback system, for giving each member of your team personal feedback. So let's say in your company, that's when you have your performance review. Maybe it's once a month, maybe it's once a year, maybe it's once every 6 months. There's always a performance review. That's not just for the big companies, that's for you too. So that's for me too. Raise your hand if you have at least one person working for you or with you in any way, shape, or form. Even if it's just a supplier of any sort, right? You have to let them know how they're doing. Yes or yes? Yes. That's a leader. We're going to cover more in this program about feedback, but it's always the same 3 questions that we're going to work with. In short, poor leaders handle feedback haphazardly. The ultimate leader has a system. What's the word? System. For both giving and receiving feedback. Are all these important so far? Yes. Do you notice in the teams and groups that you play in how these usually are not there systemized like this? Yes. In yours, yes or yes? Yes. Simple stuff put together works. Yes or yes? Okay. Why is the feedback system so important? What's the word, please? Continuous adjustment or adjustments. Same thing. What's the first word? What's the first word? What does that mean? Ongoing. Ongoing. Part of the what? Part of the system. Part of the plan here. You know there will be adjustments. When? All the time. You walk in as part of the plan is that you will be adjusting the plan. Yes or yes? Yes. The definition of the word adjust says it all. The definition is this: to make slight changes in something to make it better. I'll repeat it. To make slight changes in something to make it better. Raise your hand if you want to adjust. Understand? Constant adjustments. So where do we make the adjustments? Everywhere. All the time. As necessary to make it better. Again, we're using I, but we can use we also. As a leader, you're looking at all the elements of the template. You're considering all the feedback, and you're asking yourself, what changes do we need to make? What changes do I need to make? What corrections can we make? What slight revisions can we make to make this better, more effective, more efficient? And here's the clincher. Is this something that you do one time? When do you do it? All the time. It's continuous. Now let me ask you this question. Common sense. Say, I've got common sense. Common sense. If you are a person that is willing to go into everything with this idea, would that serve you as far as success is concerned? Yes. But what's the big one? What's the big word? The first one. What is it? Here's what most people do. They have something, it's working okay, and now they move to the next thing. And that's why their whole life is okay, but never great. Because greatness takes what? Continuous adjustments. Ongoing. You never walk into an area or a room and it's status quo. You're always looking for how you can make it what? Better. Always. Whose job is that? The what? The leader's job. You think everyone else is going to do it? You already know they don't do it. That's your job. How do we make it better? Hey, Harv, it's already working well. I don't give a crap. How do we make it what? Better. Good or good? It's continuous. Now you see why you have to have your formal, ongoing feedback system. No feedback means no corrections. No corrections means no success. True or true? I think some of you have learned this before with us, is that in the universe, science actually tells us that in the universe, there's no straight lines. No such thing as a straight line. Everything moves in waves and frequencies. Yes or yes? That's what it looks like. And I think you've probably learned this too. That's our goal. What is the route that everything takes to the goal? That's the normal route. True or true? There's no such thing as this route. That's in Disneyland. In real life, everything ends up looking like that somehow. Unless it's weak. Unless it's a no-brainer. But you didn't come here to learn how to do no-brainers. Yes or yes? You came here to learn how to do bigger and better things. Yes or yes? Yes. New level, yes? Yes. Say, I'm going to a new level. I'm going to beyond where I was. I'm going out of my comfort zone. Understand? Now, if you're going to go out of your comfort zone, you have to expect. What's the word? There's going to have to be some adjustments made. Yes or yes? And you might find that here. So don't be crying about it. Oh my God, I totally screwed up. Everyone thought I was the worst leader. Oh my God. What are you going to do? Get some what? Feedback and make some what? For next time. Yes or yes? Yes. It's normal. It's supposed to be like that. That's why it's imperative. What's the word? Imperative. That the leader be flexible. You have to be able to adjust. What's the word? During the heat of battle if necessary. If it's not working, say, if it's not working, I adjust. If it's not working, I adjust. If it's working, I adjust to make it better. That's the difference. Listen, I want to say something to you right now. Raise your hand if you want to earn 10 times the money you're earning now. 10 times. That's the difference right there. I'm telling you right now, from my own experience, I earn a lot of money. Some people know that. And some people consider that success. I consider that part of success, yes? It's just a scorecard. It's no big deal. But a lot. I probably earn as much as maybe most you put together. And I'm not saying that for any other reason than to make a point. The reason that I earn that much money is I'm constantly doing what? Even things that are good. Because they're not good enough. They're good. They're great, but they're not good enough. So people look at me and they go, you're a hard ass. You expect a lot. Duh. I'm rich and you're broke. And you telling me I expect a lot? Not you, them, right? You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to raise your expectations. Understand? Yes or yes? Yes. Of yourself and everybody else around you. You have to be willing to make adjustments constantly. When? Constantly. There's no status quo. Now here's the thing. You have to be flexible. Say, I have to be flexible. But here's the deal. Some people will make adjustments, but they make it with something. Lots of drama. Huge drama. Sometimes I'm even guilty of that, but I watch myself and I correct. How many of you know people like that? Okay? You have to be able to be making adjustments without the drama, without the upset, without the frustration. The ultimate leader does not flip out because something didn't go as planned. They get the feedback, they make the adjustments calmly and quickly. As we say in some of our other programs, you know the words, correct and what? Continue. Correct and what? Continue. Yeah, without a bunch of drama. There's the correction, we make it, we continue. Yes or yes? Yes. So yes, you have a strategic plan. Yes, you prepare for the possible challenges. Yes, you plan for making adjustments and corrections all along the way, depending on the feedback. So it's part of the plan. Say, adjustments are part of my plan.
Adjustments are part of my plan.
Raise your hand if you've ever heard of a football game. NFL, National Football League, right? Okay, starting now. You know that in the old days, they used to plan the entire game. Did you know that? I've been involved in football myself for a while. They used to plan a whole game out. They had the game plan. It's called the game plan. They changed that a while ago because it didn't work too well. And the reason it didn't work too well, because in the game, things changed. And the game plan had to be thrown out the window. And it was just this ritual. You have this game plan. Now they also have a game plan. They call it a game plan, but did you know that every NFL team has the same game plan as far as how many plays that they're working with? For the most part, give or take 1 or 2 plays, every team starts with the first 10 plays, and that's it. They start with 10 plays only. Now, there's going to be probably 70, 80, 100 plays in a game. They start with 10. That's all they plan for. Now, do they know backup plans, et cetera, et cetera? Yes? Yeah, but they start with 10. Why? Why do they start with only 10 plays? The first 10 plays. Because all they want to do is see what's going on. They just want to get the feedback and make the, and then step on the gas. That's all they want to do. Part of the system, part of the game plan is to just get feedback and change the game plan. Yes? That's part of the game. That's part of the system. We're going to get feedback. From the feedback, we're going to create the plan as we go. Yes or yes? Yes. That's how important this is. I used to know a friend of mine who was a boxing manager. And I don't want to mention names, but he was managing one of the bigger names in the world. And this guy was a world champion in his weight class. And he had a plan. You know what his plan was? He was one of the only guys who actually did this as a plan. He only won one time in the first round. Every other time we win 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. Do you know what he did the whole first round? Tell me. Yeah, he was just getting what? Feedback, and then making slight adjustments to see what, and then it went, well, boom, and it's over. The whole thing. That's all he did. He didn't try to win in the first round. He just, let's do the dance. Let me see who you are. What do you have going for you? You got the reach, you got the height, you got this. When you do that, what are you leaving open? It's all I want to see here. I want to watch for my spot. Yes or yes? Yes. That's what you want to do. Yes or yes? Yes. Good. Now, if you follow the ultimate leadership system to the letter, when we're working at here, you will most likely have zigzagged your way to your goal. Right to success. Good or good?